Hey internet, how's it going? Welcome to another episode of the John Graves Show. I'm only going to be talking about like the end of what happened in episode 15. Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it, please go ahead and watch it. But yeah, what happened at the end of this episode was actually rather crazy because, or at least I'm not even going to talk about the end. I'm going to talk about the middle because there's one part in the middle that really does bother me. And it's the thing of Rick has been deputized to be the sheriff of Alexandria. And people keep asking him, why do you care? And I think of it on very simplistic terms. That's his job. He is a cop, even though necessarily he's only talking to like the one woman who's pretty much constantly trying to tell him to stay because it's okay or whatever. Really, when I think about it, it's like he's a cop. That's the thing. And also, it's also another thing of saying like you are in a very abusive relationship. Even if you are in an abusive relationship and the cops are there, listen, the best way to get this through to everybody is talk to you of saying like, look, it's not going to get better. He will eventually kill you, and that's pretty much kind of how he is, especially since he's always drinking or whatever. But at the end of this episode, Rick tries to tell Pete to come on and leave. We're gonna move you to another house. He doesn't like it. They get into a scrap, and because of what Mr. Preacher told the leader of the Alexandria Safe Zone, he's now over here. I mean, like she's now very cautious of everybody, especially since her son got killed, and his friend is over here telling them different stories of what actually happened. Because he's trying to make himself look like a hero and trying to make everybody else act like, trying to paint them in like a bad light. And I think she's getting the idea to try and kick Rick out of the community. But as Rick tried to tell her earlier is that like, look, if you're going to kick somebody out of this place, it's best to kill them. Because if you don't, they can come back, they can do whatever they want, they can like attack you, they can form an army of all these people. They can bring walkers or whatever. And pretty much she's with the whole mentality of like, she doesn't kill people. And it's like, Rick's like, that's my job because I'm the deputy. And no matter how gifted Pete is, if you're beating somebody like in the household, we have to do something about it. And if he doesn't like it, we will fucking kill him, which is a very reasonable like thing to say. Even Sean said that in like the first episode. Well, I think that was the fourth episode. I think that was it. But going into that though, it's like the mentality behind it is that they do get into a scrap, and Rick really does go off telling like a lot of realistic shit, which is something that she doesn't necessarily want to hear. But give or take with how this show is pretty much building up the suspense and everything, it's something that they're going to have to realize. That they are going to have to realize what Rick is saying is that this is a place which is supposed to be a very civilized place and everything. That's not going to cut it when you are talking about going on the outside. You asked for their help, but yet you were trying. I mean, like you asked for tigers to come to pretty much and protect your home, but like you want to take out their fangs and declaw them because you don't really want them to come off as like these like scary and ravenous things. But they're tigers for a reason. They had to do that. They had to survive, and you're asking them to come to your house and protect it, but yet you don't want them to do that. And it's a thing. Well, now the interesting thing about this episode is that Michonne went through like a very, very interesting thing. And it's her saying like that she hates the zombies for what they did to her. And she's trying to become civilized again. And she does promptly knock Rick out before he could finish like his last sentence. But when I really think about it though, I'm like, with how this is going, Rick is sort of like the only person, well, Rick and Glenn and everybody else in the group are by far like the only people who really have the strong enough mindset to deal with what is going on the outside. Everybody inside Alexandria's Safe Zone really don't understand the means of what the fuck is going on. Especially since, you know, Oh, also, at the end of that, I don't know why people constantly try and jump into the middle of people fighting. I mean, these fuckers are bigger than you. I mean, Pete is definitely bigger than most motherfuckers. And I'm like, really? It's not wise to try and jump in between him and Rick, who are, well, now a drunk man and a homicidal man. That's not a smart idea. And 2 people did this. And I'm like, oh my God. But either way, that is what I gotta say about that. What do you think of this episode? Do you like it, love it, hate it? Tell me in the comment section. I'll catch you on the next John Graves show. Please watch anime, keep playing video games. I'm out.